Hello everyone, I'm Devasmita. In the previous video, we have already studied the different branches of the botany, and now comes to some other branches of the botany. Let's start. We have already discussed about so many branches of the botany. Some applied branches are described in this video. Uh, so, these are some plant pathology and phytopathology. What do we mean by plant pathology or the phytopathology? Plant pathology means study of the disease, and we already know about that when the plants have the various diseases, and either a leaf diseases, it may be some mites and other organisms, and some plant pathology or the phytopathology means the study of the plant diseases, their causes, symptoms and the methods of the control is known as the plant pathology. And E.C. Butler is the known as the father of Indian plant pathology, and K.C. Mehta is also the famous Indian plant phytologist, plant pathologist. And K.C. Mehta have already studied the annual recurrence of the wheat rust in the plains of the India, and he was of the opinion that the over-summering iridospore, it's in the wheat. In case of the wheat, in case of the barley, there are the disease like the iridospores and telutospore, two different types of like that. Spores are found, that is iridospores and telutospore. They causes diseases in case of the wheat plants, barley plants and oats plants. And second one is the plant breeding. What do we mean by plant breeding? It means the production and the development of the yielding and disease resistant variety of the different plants. So what do we mean? Nowadays we just improve our the hybrid variety plants with disease resistivity capacity, which have it may be some either for example in case of the rice, nowadays we develop our high yielding variety of the rice, and which have vitamins, rich in vitamins and minerals, all those things. And these are the what do you mean by plant breeding? Plant breeding means the production and the development of the yielding and disease resistant varieties of different plants. And Borlaug, which is the famous Mexican wheat breeder, who is awarded the Nobel Peace Prize, and is Sonora 64, and is Sonora Sonalica, like this, some dwarf varieties of the wheat. These are some improved varieties of the wheat. And Dr. M.S. Swaminathan, Dr. M.S. Swaminathan, all of we I think heard about him, his name. Uh, he is the famous wheat breeder of India. Dr. M.S. Swaminathan was the famous wheat breeder of India, and who developed the Sabarmati Sonora variety of the wheat by mutation breeding. By mutation breeding, he developed the Sabarmati Sonora variety of wheat variety. It's a wheat variety. And ICAR, Indian Council of Agricultural Research, it's an Indian institution which developed many of hybrid variety and high yielding variety, disease resistivity capacity or disease resistant variety developed by ICAR. And in case of the agriculture study of the cultivation of the plants for human use, it's known as the agriculture. Horticulture means the dealing with the cultivation of the garden plants, like flower, vegetables and fruits. These are also known as the horticulture, and it may be two types. One is olericulture, another one is the floriculture. Olericulture Olericulture means the cultivation of the vegetables is known as the olericulture, and the floriculture means the cultivation of the flower ending plants is known as the floriculture. And agronomy means the dealing with the cultivation of the field crops for the food and industry. This is known as the agronomy. And arboriculture means the cultivation of the ornamental trees and the shrubs and forest products for the economic purposes. For economic persons, we just do some cultivation of ornamental trees, shrubs and forest products. It is and This is known as the arboriculture. And the silviculture of the forestry means study of the utilization of the forest. How can we utilize forest and forest products? It is known as the silviculture. Then pharmacognosy means the further pharmacognosy means study of medicinal and drug plants. We know that most of the plants have medicinal values, and they are used as in various parts. There like its leaf, its bark, its stem, and its roots as medicinal purposes. And the study of medicinal and the drug plants is known as the pharmacognosy. Then Hippocrates is known as the father of medicine. Hippocrates is known as the father of medicines. Then pharmacology means study of action of the drugs. The drugs action of the drugs is known as the pharmacology. Then cryobiology. What do we mean by cryobiology? Then preservation of germplasm by the freeze dry storage or the life at low temperature is known as the cryobiology. Then we just heard the term also already, that biotechnology. Then biotechnology means that use of the living organisms or the substances obtained from them for industrial purposes. If we use the living organisms and the plants parts obtained from them, which is used in the industrial purposes, then it is known as the biotechnology. It may be different types. One is red biotechnology, on the basis of their appearance and their application. Red biotechnology, white biotechnology and green biotechnology. Then what do we mean by red biotechnology? Red biotechnology means biotechnology applied to medicinal purposes, medicinal processes. Medicinal processes means like that the use of organism for the production of the drugs, antibiotics, and even stem cell culture, even stem cells for the damaged tissue cure, and sometimes to grow entire organ by the process of regeneration is known as the red biotechnology. Red biotechnology basically for the medicinal processes, use the biotechnology that used for production of the drugs, for medicinal drugs or antibiotics. Then white biotechnology or the gray biotechnology. What do we mean by white or gray biotechnology? It means the safely the industrial biotechnology is applied to industrial processes. Industrial processes means for which purposes, the that is the production of the new chemicals and the production of the various kinds of the vehicle fuels and fibers for clothing. The production of new kinds of the vehicle fuels and fibers for clothing. And it's the production of the plastic substitutes, that is the biopolymers. What do we mean by biopolymers? Polymers means more than one monomers. Monomers means single unit, and polymers mean more than one subunit attached to makes the polymers. And plastic, we know that the plastic is the polymer, and this is the and here is the white or the gray biotechnology is basically used for the production of the plastic substitutes or the polymers, or the production of the new chemicals and production of the new kinds of the vehicle fuels and fibers for clothing. Then comes to the green biotechnology. Green, what do we mean by green biotechnology? Green biotechnology means it is simply agriculture biotechnology and applied for the agricultural processes like the production of the insect, pest and disease resistant crop varieties, that is the transgenic crop variety. So these are the different types of the biotechnology or the branches of the biotechnology. Then blue biotechnology. What do we mean by blue biotechnology? Blue biotechnology means it includes the process in and the aquatic environment, in water, in case in underwater, or in case of the waterborne organism, to protect the aquatic members, to control the unwanted growth of the noxious waterborne organism, to protect the aquatic members from some diseases by increasing their resistance. Its application is relatively rare. Basically, we just use in case of the biotechnology, and then red biotechnology, white biotechnology and green biotechnology. Green biotechnology in nowadays, it's very useful in our daily life, or most of the cases we just use green biotechnology, but blue biotechnology is very rarely used in our daily life. Then comes to the genetic engineering. What do we mean by genetic engineering? Gene manipulation for the production of the organism with new characters. As we know that the genetic engineering, by the process of genetic engineering, we just modified one characters and introduced to another organism, then that's become the new organism having the capacity, or having to having forming a different improved characters. That's is known as the genetic engineering. The gene manipulation for the production of the organism with the new characters. Then Paul Berg is known as the father of genetic engineering. Then comes to tissue culture. Most of cases we just do nowadays do for the tissue culture method for yielding the hybrid variety or improved variety of the plants. In case of the animal, we just use tissue culture method for in a laboratory method. One of the what do you mean by tissue culture? One of the largest technology for the improvement of the plants, which is based on totipotent nature of the plant cell, or the concept of the totipotencies. What do I mean by totipotency? Totipotency means one cell which have capability, or which have capacity to develop all the organs, or the organs of a even though all the organs of a whole plants. It when one totipotent cells is that type of cells which has a capability of the produce leaves, stem, roots, fruits and flowers. All those things it can make it. It can form it. That's that type of cell is known as the totipotent cells, and it is the process in totipotency. And the significant and it means concept of totipotency, that is the each and every plant cells has the inner capacity to develop into the complete plants. That this concept of the totipotency was given by the Haviland, and Haviland given the totipotency concept. Then agroforestry means agriculture plus forestry. It's known the combined form agroforestry. The branch which deals with the mode of land used in which the crops, multi-purpose crops, shrubs and trees are cultivated into the get useful products like the fodder, fuel and the timber, etc. To stabilize the soil, for which for connection up it is the intermixing of the agriculture and the forestry to modify the soil fertility, to modify the production, the basically useful products like the fodder, fuel and the timber, etc. and most of the cases you have already known about the bonsai. It means that the smallest version of the smallest of the angiospermic plants, like that we just call as the bonsai. It means the art of the growing dwarf plants. You may see in maximum cases of the plants in smallest version of the uh, large tree is known as the bonsai, and this is it's the art of the growing dwarf plants is known as the bonsai. Then topiary, what do we mean by topiary? Topiary means the art of the pruning plants so as to obtain the desired shape. Topiary means it's a as we need, as per our requirement, as per requirement we just modified the shape of any plants is known as the topiary. It's a art. Then bioinformatics, what do we mean by bioinformatics? Bioinformatics means it is the union of the computer and the biotechnology, and it assists in rapid organization and analysis of the biological and the genetical data. It means bioinformatics means it's the combination, it's a mixture of the information technology with biology. And combinedly we just called as the bioinformatics. Then comes to the micropropagation. What is micropropagation? In vitro culture, in vitro culture or in vitro production of a large number of plantlet. Plantlet means that modified to forming a large plants. Then it have leaf and so it have a leaf, stem, root, and this is called as the plantlet, and further it modified into the large tree into a short duration by a tissue culture, which is practiced in the floriculture or the horticulture industry today, is called the micropropagation. It combined form the formation of plantlets in process of it for floriculture or horticulture process, and this is known as the micropropagation. Next comes to some other branches. These are the main branches we have discussed in this video or in this lectures, and some other important branches of biology like Aerobiology, Actinobiology, Cardiology, Molecular Biology, Limnology, Oncology, Parasitology, Teratology, Toxicology, Gerontology, and Onology. What does mean aerobiology? Aerobiology means air. Aero means air, and biology means living beings, living organisms study. The study of organism present in the air is known as the aerobiology. Then actinobiology, what do you mean by actinobiology? It means the study of effect of radiation on the living beings is known as the actinobiology. Then cardiology, study of nucleus, carrion is derived from its nucleus is otherwise known as the carrion. That's why its study of nucleus is known as the cardiology. Then molecular biology, study of a physiochemical organization of biomolecules. Molecular biology means mole bio, or study of physiochemical organization of the biomolecules. Then limnology, then freshwater ecology of life under fresh water is known as the limnology. Then oncology, tumors. Onco means tumor. It's known as then study of tumors is known as the oncology. Then parasitology, parasitism is study of parasitism is known as the parasitology. Then teratology, study of abnormal embryonic development is known as the teratology. Then toxicology, toxicology means toxicity, it means a poisonous effect, harmful effect of organism is known as the toxicology. Then gerontology means study the process of the aging. Aging process is known as the gerontology. Then onology, ono means study of growth. Study of growth is known as the onology. So today we have discussed so many branches know about the so many branches of the biology, and its use like some fundamental use of various branches of the biology. So next video we just discussed with what is the application and what are the different types of or organization that can deal with all those things. So thank you.